Hi Nandini, good morning. Welcome to this learning series of super sourcing. We are creating a series building super sourcing, how what all things goes inside which people don't aware. So we are creating this learning series that people can learn how we are building and why and which role is important, how this is contributing in company's growth and their foundation. So today I'm gonna have a discussion with you. You please introduce yourself and let us know what you are doing with the company.
Yes. Hey Mayank, a very happy morning. First of all, I would like to inform you that I'm very glad to share my learnings and my journey and the importance of my role in this organization. Right. To begin with, myself Nandini, I'm working here as a customer success associate, leading the customer success department here in Super Sourcing. Now, on this very session, I'm going to be sharing you what is the importance of having a customer success team because it is yet to reach a milestone, I would say, in India where some of the companies are not realizing how important it is to have customer success. And I would also like to clarify what are the myths around customer success, I would say, because there is a clear segregation between customer success and customer support, right? So I think these are the areas that I would like to address on the current series with you. Yeah, thank you for having me to begin with.
Welcome, welcome. So, what do you think like customer success role, day-to-day role look like? What you are responsible and how this impact overall in the business?
Right. So, as the name itself suggests, customer success, right? To begin with, we need to ensure that our user is very, very comfortable in using the product, right? It differs from product to product, whatever you're having. Uh, I know that support is going to be a part of it, but again, as the word suggests, success, you need to ensure that your user, your customer is having a benefit out of using your product, where you go out of your way to help them, right? It's not about getting good satisfaction scores or making sure the product is being used. It's making sure that the customer is satisfied with your product, right? That is the first number one priority, being in the customer success team, right? The second is to ensure you bring back feedback from your current users for the betterment of their product as well, right? Because you're going to be interacting with your users on a day to day basis. You know what's working for them, you know what's not working for them, right? So you have to put a clear judgment over there, analyze what are the features that is going to enhance your product, bring it back to your team, and explain them in a way a usual customer will do, right? So I think
Do you like
these
to give
two.
any sort of example?
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
do you like to give an example for our audience?
Sure. Okay. So we on super sourcing, we came up with a new model called as PPL, which is paper lead, right? As users kept unlocking leads with a very minimal amount. Right now, once it went live, we started collecting feedback on how it's working for the supply side. Basically, our agencies who was the majority of our users, right? When we did that, we understood that some of them are facing a difficulty going online and paying every time, and that is when we came up with a new plan that we will go into a credit based system or a subscription based system, right? So it is very important and vital for every organization to assess how satisfied and how comfortable their users are in using every feature that we are launching, and this has to happen on a recurring
So
basis
how
also.
so how you were knowing like which customer is happy, which customer is not happy? You guys were doing some sort of survey or contacting how you were doing? Give me some idea
So
about our audience.
uh,
Let's say
we
because every product has
Mhm,
a different stage. Somebody has 100 users. It's very easy to speak up. Somebody has a 10,000
mhm.
users. It becomes very difficult for people to reach out, right?
True, true. So in terms of user numbers, Mayank, if you ask me, you have to first segregate them into different cohorts. All right. So for, let's take the first cohort of users who are constantly using your product, right? So we first reach out to them, understand that, hey, we've seen that you've been using the product very frequently, and we're very happy with that, right? How has the experience been? Do you want us to improvise on any part? Do you have any suggestions from your end? Is the first cohort. The second cohort is the average number of users. They do come use, but it's not very frequent, right? So we get to them, we see that, see, we've seen you coming, but it's very low right now. How can we help you with it? Is there something that's not working out for you? Can we look into it personally for you, right? So we see all this booming things on internet saying we are product driven and all that, but every product at some level needs a human touch, and that's what is customer success
Makes
team
sense.
for.
So basically, you divided your entire your team was working in such a way that somebody who is using more effectively, first reach out to
Hmm.
them, give them a guidance, because they are the early adopters. They are already synced with the
Correct.
brand. They already know the product. Then you are going to a little difficult customer. Then you are going, somebody who is not using. So how you segment it? Are you guys were using some sort of tools, or you
Yes.
guys like any sort of, how you get this analytics, like who are the right people whom we should reach out?
So, in order to look at the user activity on a day-to-day basis, we use a tool called as SmartLook, where we can see how the user is logging
Okay.
in, which side of the features they are using, where the drop-off rate is really high, right? So we have a couple of tools. The most important, I would say, is SmartLook and Intercom. Support is also part of customer success. So we track down, the type of queries we get, right? So there are queries that constantly keep coming up saying that, we're not able to make payments, or if we want more information on leads, such that, right? So we keep track of which kind of queries are more, and we address them to all the users, no matter, the queries come from that specific user or not, right? So because we know that
So
specific
these
queries
all
come in a
queries
large
coming to
number.
you people. Got it. So
Sorry.
these all kind of queries coming to you people. That's it. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
questions are coming because people are demanding. They are using your product. Everybody's suggesting like these are features
Correct.
has to be there in the product. So how you is this like what happened next? You get a lot of information because you are the front facing
Mm-hmm.
people. You are speaking to the customers. You are knowing like what is their demand look like, how they are using. So after catering this requirement, any sort of action you people are taking,
Right.
or you are brainstorming with the, so give me more
Yeah.
idea about this.
So I would say that this phase is the most important phase, Mayank, because as you said, we receive 1,000, suggestions and, improvements from various customers, because everyone puts in their own suggestion. But it is us who have to decide what will be the right fit for our product, right? Now, in this place, the customer success is not only responsible for the users, but is also responsible to have a very convenient relationship with the other departments, I would say, a very flexible one, I would say, right? Starting with, let's say, let the product manager or the design department, right? Or the concerned SEO department, right? So if there is a inquiry that's coming regarding the design, we should feel free to sit and brainstorm it with the concerned department about it, saying, hey, this is the request, what do you think, right? Then we put together a wireframe or sort of thing, then we take it to the product manager and the management, saying that, hey, this is the request that we've received, this is the course of action we think will work out, and this is the
And
wireframe we have in place.
this is coming frequently, so like a lot of people are doing,
Correct. Yes. So
and
I would
this
say
is
these are
frequent,
the
a lot of people
stages
are
through
asking.
which. Absolutely correct. So that inquiry, basically, which you're taking to the next level forward, should have a considerate amount of volume as well. Not one or two users requesting it, but at least 20 to 30% of users are requesting a same inquiry, and that is when we take it to the next stage, right? Because it's going to be a huge feature launch which will affect the entire user base. So
Makes
yeah.
sense, makes sense. And let's say, so basically, you are saying customer success team is not just responsible for listening the queries. You people are also contributor to the product features. You people are also responsible for improving product look like, because at the end you want your customer base to adopt the features and grow with the product, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. See, if you ask me, Mayank, I would say the customer success department is responsible for more than 50% of the product. I'll tell you how. Now, the product manager is someone who's going to, articulate, think about new features or next roadmap to the product. The development team is going to develop it for us. The design team is going to help us visualize that idea, right? But the customer success team is the one who will analyze whether it is getting adapted, what else is required to improvise, and how we can take it forward, right? So as I said, they play a very vital role connecting the users and the other product team. So they are a bridging gap between these two. So it is important for the
Makes sense.
the customer success person to be a 200% product person. They should be through and through.
I totally agree on that, because you remember, like, we, because as a product owner, probably we wanted to build a lot of features because we saw competitor website, we analyzed ki maybe this will look nice, and but the customer success team is the one who know the reality, because if people are really using the product or they are breaking somewhere. And you remember we built a lot of features which we removed over the period of the 1 year, because we get to know that people are not using it, requires some trust. Makes sense, makes sense. Let's say somebody wanted to hire a customer success team, because it play a really important role. To start the product, it required a product manager to do a research. But if you listen the customers, real-time users feedback, they are the more likely to tell you what they need in a product. So suppose somebody wanted to hire a right kind of customer success team, what all things they should look for, what kind of what they should look in an individual person, how they should judge who is the right person, and how they should plan things forward. Correct. Those look frustrating. Yep, yep. Makes sense. Nandini, do you have any advice? Somebody who is setting up a team in a product, how they should plan, what all things they should take care, how big team they should have to start with. Any sort of advice you wanted to give some in a product, somebody who is forming a team and they wanted to set up this customer success team?